So when guys wanna gain muscle, what they do is they bulk and they cut. But they do something wrong. They think that they can bulk up to, let's say, 25% body fat with no real consequences, but that's not true. Because when you either bulk up too much or cut down too much, what you're gonna do for, let's start with bulking up too much. When you go to, let's say 20% body fat or more, what your testosterone will do is that it's gonna drop off. So if your testosterone drops off, you're gonna have less energy for your workouts. Not only that, but you're gonna gain muscle way harder than if your testosterone is up. Not only that, but if you bulk up too much to 25% body fat, 20% plus, what you're gonna have to do is eat way more than you usually do. At one point, I was at 4,000 calories daily. 4,000. Usually people eat half of that and they feel full. I had to eat 4,000 calories worth of food every single day to bulk up to 25% body fat. And that was a huge mistake because of my testosterone dropped, my muscle growth went down. Because when your testosterone goes down, well, then estrogen goes up. And when estrogen goes up, you can't gain muscle as effectively as possible. You cannot optimize it. And now for cuts, when you cut down too much, let's say you go, let's say something like below 10% body fat. Well, in that case, your testosterone will also drop, which will cause you to well, you're just gonna feel like shit, honestly. You're not gonna be able to gain muscle as quickly, or rather, on a cut, you don't gain muscle, you preserve it. So it's gonna be more difficult for you to preserve your muscle. It just takes a longer time to cut below 10% body fat. So I don't really see why you would go below 10% body fat. So if you want to gain muscle, what you must do is stay between 10% body fat for when you're on a cut and 17% body fat when you're on a bulk. Why 17% body fat? Why not, let's say 18? Because 17% body fat is when, it's approximately when your testosterone starts to drop because you're accumulating too much fat. So if you stop at exactly 17% body fat, more or less 16% or 18%, it doesn't matter. Approximately 17%, if you begin cutting there, it's gonna be best for your muscles, best for your muscle preservation. And when you get to 17% body fat, you're gonna wanna cut down to 10% body fat. Because going below 10% body fat, as I told you guys, it's more difficult to preserve your muscle. And at 10% body fat, you already look fantastic. So you don't need to go lower than that.